Kenji, thank you for coming to our studio.
Thanks for inviting me.
The speech you delivered at Terrain Networking Conference was about big data. So first of all, I would like you to describe the potential of big data.
So big data is a very interesting topic because there are obviously lots of opportunities, and we like to think not just in terms of big data but also broad data. So lots of small data as well as large volumes of data. And so across all sorts of disciplines, as for instance in science we have sensor networks, we have simulations, but also in social science, we have data coming from mobile phones, from the web. Huge opportunities for working with that data and combining it and applying interesting algorithms.
So how can we apply, where can we apply them?
So the example I talked about earlier was actually in genomics. So the availability and the ease in which we can actually sequence DNA from people means that there are a huge number of different applications. Some of them for drug discovery, so trying to figure out, designing effective drugs. Not just new drugs, but also applying things like machine learning to existing drugs to see whether we can repurpose them for treating other types of disease, and personalized medicine targeted at very individual traits is really a huge opportunity.
Yeah, that's an important approach because mostly I think people, when they think of big data, they think advertising purposes only, right? Mm-hmm. And it seems like there's a huge potential for science too.
Absolutely, and I mean another area we're working in heavily is in environmental science. So again, instrumenting the Amazon rainforest, taking that data, combining that with climate models, inferring models using machine learning with ecosystems and behaviors of flora and fauna, combining all of that together in order to create much more sort of integrated models of the Earth system, again is a fascinating example where both big and broad data can be brought together to tackle societal challenges.
Yes, we can actually name another example, which is Big History. Could you tell me something more about this project?
Big History is fantastic, fantastically interested. It's actually started a partnership with Walter Alvarez at UC Berkeley. So he is a professor, geosciences professor there, who looked at the extinction of the dinosaurs. And so looking across a very sort of broad range of time, and he's one of the people who actually theorized that the dinosaurs were wiped out by a meteorite. But he teaches a course at Berkeley on what we call big history, and so trying to convey to students the varying timescales from the birth of the cosmos over 13 billion years ago through the formation of life, the dinosaurs, geological timescales, and trying to, and a human timescale as well, was just really, really difficult. And so we created this project with him called Chronozoom, taking some of our technology, and it allows people to explore history, but this whole, essentially a timeline for the whole universe, Earth, human scale. It's an ongoing project, and so we're really kind of working with the community to develop that going forwards.
There's one more thing that I wanted to ask you. Research is global nowadays, and so are the researchers' team. So how can we support their work?
So it's amazing, with things like the World Wide Web and the internet, that we can collaborate globally as easily as with somebody in the office next door almost. So a lot of the things we're working on are sort of tools in terms of doing analysis, data mining, sharing of data, but also we mustn't forget the human aspects. So even things like editing a document, web-based tools like we have Office 365, where it's certainly in my team, I will simultaneously work on a presentation with a colleague in Seattle, literally at the same time. Those tools which are designed for business actually are equally applicable to researchers, and that's a very exciting area that we're also working in to try and bring the sort of mainstream tools into the world of the researchers, both on the human side as well as the more sort of technical side.
Kenji, thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you very much.